Hello everyone, welcome to the Monday board meeting. Right, anyway, so did we surf this weekend?
Yes. I mean, if you know me well enough, like Joey doesn't even ask anymore. He's just like, where do you, yeah, he's like, where do you, no, sod that. Yeah, so surfboard Towan, yeah, local. It's interesting because we had such a good winter of surf. Something about, I think, the regularity of every day being like lined up waves of a certain size created this crazy ass sandbar. People have been there 11, 20, 30 years, never seen anything like it. It literally created a lake in the middle of the beach, and then there was this sandbar which was a good metre or so, like literally up on a ledge.
So it's like it's washing over that bit and it's getting really shallow.
So yeah, low tide is just shore dump, and then it just hits this like flat section, and then it just drops off like 1.5 meters, just like a wall of sand, basically. We've had like now a week of kind of consistent sort of shoulder head high onshore slop, and it's just destroyed the sandbar. And it's
gone.
Yeah, like literally in the space of a week, it's like completely reformed the beach, basically.
Mental.
Yeah,
Like how much sand moves?
it is. It's like a different beach now, like in the space of a week.
Cram talk fascinates me because you know the brief history lesson, but that they dug out the Gano estuary so the galleon ships could go in. I think they blew it up, made it deeper so the boats with pilchards in could go down there. And they redirected the river so it would go along the rock. But the natural course of the river has taken back over. I'm no expert, but whether this is in line with that or just it was going to happen anyway. But you heard about like the recessive sand dunes. Yeah, so the river now goes across the beach, which is what it used to do before they did all this work like 400 years ago. The sand dunes have just gone. And they're just like sheer sand cliffs sort of thing. But this has all happened in... certainly my Newquay lifetime. You wonder, like, how long would it really take for, like, a previous civilization just to disappear? If it's, like, 10 years and the river just does that. It was called Hercules Storm, and it blew the holes in Towan Road 10, 12 years ago. But it created the best bank, the only ever bank in Newquay Bay. This is a God's honest true story. I jumped off of the fly sellers, paddled up to the lineup. There was no one in because I phoned my friends the night before walking the dog, like really late. I walked the dog at like 12 o'clock at night and I could see this white going. Phone mate, I may have had 2 beers, but I'm sure there's a point breaker.
Like 200 metre right hander going off.
So anyway, paddled out. I got a wave. I got a barrel, pretty much straight off takeoff. I came out. I did about 8 terrible bog rail turns. And I was so far down the beach, I was the Bofix rock. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get out and do a run around here.
Yeah.
So I get out of the beach, I ran all the way to the beach, like so excited to tell everyone, I've just done a run around the town, what the hell's going on? I was like, get back. Someone said, oh, did you get a barrel? And I was like, yeah, pretty much dry hair. And then I felt my head. And I had dry hair. And I was like, no way. I'd surfed the whole wave, run all the way back up the beach, paddle back out, and I had dry hair still. It was mental.
Anyway, so I surfed that. It was probably shoulder high on the sets, onshore slop. In terms of board, I was in solidarity with my girlfriend who had a new...
You like foamies, don't...
I have to like go over this.
Don't be embarrassed about riding foamies. Just own it. Come on.
She was on a soft tech Sally Fitzgibbons, is it? Like the 6.6. And I was on a catch surf 6.5 RNF foamy. And do you know what? Like when it's fat and on shore, it's like 6.5, 21.5 inches wide. It just catches everything. When you look at it and go, that is rubbish. There's something about just taking a foamy out and it's like, it's fun. And there was a few others out there and you could see they were like, a couple of like, because they've like paddled, haven't got in, and you can just tell they're having a really hard time just getting into stuff.
Sick. Well, we don't sell any of those, but... Where can you get a good foamy like that? Let's shout it out.
Honestly, marketplace.
And then you surf it for a bit and then sell it on.
You're like, around the same amount.
Tom is actually a proper second-hand surfing equipment guru, I would say.
You clean that off, wax it, the board's like clean. Take a nice photo of it, people then sell it for £100 extra, easy.
What's your opinion on using white spirit on a board?
I don't. You shouldn't technically because
I've done it my whole life.
Yeah, but it's all alcohol would do is eat plastic, and resin is basically just a form of plastic. But white spirit is a very watered down, but like acetone is what we use in the factory to clean everything. That would do the most damage. Let's just say I get a board and I just have a rag of acetone and just wipe it over the board and just keep rubbing it. It would take me. I don't actually know how long it would take, but a lot of effort to be able to put any serious damage on that board. But every time I do a white, you are taking
a tiny bit
of the resin, so it doesn't matter. No, just washing the board with white spirit. Like where did you surf?
I was up in Devon for the weekend, back in the old stomping grounds. I'm not sure if people know, but I grew up in South Devon. Pretty much had my main years of learning to surf there. I've been based here for like 4 years now, but it's always nice to go home. The waves were pretty shit, but it's still fun. Sort of used to it. It's what we grew up surfing. It's funny that you mentioned being on a foamy and there's other people around you getting sort of frustrated with the surf. I had the exact same experience. It was probably like waist high, wind slot, really low period, really weak. Only just sort of decided to go in one of those days, and I was on the Chilli Jam in a quad. And compared to everybody else, I was just, the amount of speed it had was nuts. I wasn't frustrated at all.
Yeah, you surfing a Chilli Jam is like the equivalent of me and him surfing
a foamy. Yeah, that's your foamy equivalent, literally.
That's gold.
It's but like you said, as much natural speed as possible just helps. Like where you don't have to work it too much, just get on and it just does the rest.
But and what we were saying earlier, that you know when someone's like, "What's the favourite wave you've ever surfed?" and the cool answer is wherever you've travelled and scored a really big swell, but the real answer is home break for sure. You get something out of it, don't you? Like you knew how to get something out of Fourth Town at the weekend.
You just know it so well.
You went back and it just feels like sick.
And at the moment the water is like it's so warm, it's lush. Like just like that, just getting in at the end of the day, and it's not like sometimes when the water gets hot and you can't escape from it. Basically,
I'm calling boardies surfs this summer for sure.
I reckon this could be a summer for boardies.
Luke Dillon will be surfing boardies, I would say, the next sunny day. He finds it okay. Okay, well, I'll just quickly tell you where I surfed. I surfed at Croyd. It was shoulder high all weekend, squally sort of wind. So there were 20 minutes here and there where the rain didn't know what to do and the wind completely died. And I just so happened to have a window in between watching heats and taking Axel for a surf and, you know, not wanting to be in the sea. I surfed Will's 30 litre HP chilli. Mate, shout out Will Bailey. That HP chilli, he's like, dude, I can surf. I thought I was going to give up because I'm a dad and I'm fat, and I'm like, he's like, I rip on this fit. And he's talking about it, and he does fully rip on it. He's a really good surfer. That's like my favourite story. He took a MRTX 2+1. He's like, I just did the best roundhouse cutback ever. He said it's the best turn he's done. He's like, I cannot remember a turn I've done that good. So he's got 5'10", 30 litres, which is obviously, he's 71 kg and he, you know, early 40s. Good surfer, but, you know, we'd bare enough to say past his prime. But I am exactly the same as that description. Add 15 kg and I'm shit at surfing. So it was like a board too small for me. Mate, just got on it and just, it might not have looked that pretty. I stood up, I went along really fast and I did turn. The wave was giving me a lot of push, but yeah, the board was too small on paper, but I had a good couple of waves on it. I was like, yeah, I still got it, you know. Will stayed on the inside of Axel for me, and I ran out there with my board. I had the side piece, 6'5" side piece, 6'5", and I set it up as a thruster with mediums. And mate, I fully took apart one left. Yeah, me and Jackson, I was like, come on, heat on, I've only got a little bit of time, I'm going to catch 2 waves. He's like, come on then. He paddled off onto the right of this peak. I was like, left me out battered prior. Then this little left came, and I just absolutely battered it. I didn't have the heart to tell him. I was like, you're not going to win this heat. Before we talk about the rest of the weekend, we should mention that we've got a new page on the website. We make boards to order. So if you order a board from us, we will make it for you and then you get it. It's everything you hoped and dreamed for, hopefully. The same if you're a wholesale account and you want boards in the rack of your shop. You tell us what you want, we make it, we deliver it. Every now and again within those processes, we mess boards up, get the wrong colours, put the wrong thing boxes in, ship it out to someone, it gets damaged, so we bring it back and we pair it. We thought we'll put them in one place and we're going to upload once a week new boards to that page, which are basically exclusive. So you're going to be able to go on that page, get yourself a board cheaper than the retail price.
So very quickly, you're going to have new boards, which are pretty much new boards. Like there's nothing wrong with them at all, basically.
Yeah, but we'll tell you why it's on the page.
Exactly.
Transparency is cool because it gives the board a story. We'll tell you.
It's literally absolutely perfect, as good as you buy in the shops. And it's quite often, like I said, rolled thin box. Quite often it'll be because they've asked for a very specific colour job, and that's always art as opposed to size. So quite often it's like the tint might be slightly off. Then you've got used boards, which will be anything from like our Team Rider boards to stuff that's just been used that we've cleaned up and put on there. And that's where you're going to get like crazy bargain prices on it. And then there'll be B grade or seconds where it might have got damaged in the post and it's been repaired. And it'll probably be repaired as good as new, but we'll be transparent in terms
So this one hasn't got repairs, has it?
No, this is an absolutely perfect board.
I remember like us working out how to do the tint with the drop shadow sprays.
What? And they didn't like it?
No, it's just the customer wanted no white rails. He wanted to cut that.
Oh, I think it looks sick.
It does look sick.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
It's a beautiful board. Like,
yeah.
69 FM, so Love Machine 69 FM, probably one of our best selling boards for a reason. Just goes great in anything from sort of waist to head height, super fast, loose, just loads of fun. And this one painted with all the finish, like you probably.
It's even got a pin line, bloody hell.
It's even got a pin line.
That's about 1,100 quid.
This one's on for 899 basically, because we appreciate it's a kind of
899.
899.
That's not even, fair. And that's online. It will be by the time this video goes live.
If you go onto the Collab website, it's on In Stock Boards is the new page.
So we got a few nice ones going on, basically. So head over to our website for that new page. So I was at the Grom Search, which is the feeder comp into the European division of the same comp, which is then a feeder into the global stage. You may or may not know that Lucas Skinner, British surfer, he came second in the world, but he won the Grom Search for sure. I'm sure of it. The same year Lucas won the Grom Search, Erin Brooks won it.
Oh yeah.
So it's the biggest Grom comp there is, and the UK version was on this weekend. It had under 12s boys and girls, under 14s boys and girls, under 16s boys and girls. The winners of each get to go to the European leg and fight out for a chance at the world. So it's a huge opportunity. And my son was on the wait list for the comp because he wasn't in it last year because he didn't get picked out of, I think they did it at random, and he didn't happen to get on. The guys who did it last year got priority to do it this year, so he was third on the wait list. But we thought we'll go up because we got friends going up. The two kids that were ahead of him were two Portuguese brothers, so I thought they're never going to turn up, you know, on a wait list from Portugal. So Jackson will get in if one kid drops out. The Portuguese guys came, which I was like, mucho respect to do that. It was a bit gutting for us because Jackson couldn't do the biggest surf comp with all his friends, and he having just got to the finals of the English, I think he was feeling pretty confident. But they had a space in the 16s and just like, do you want to do it? Why not? You know, the way I looked at it as a parent point of view,
he's registered now, yeah, exactly.
So for next year,
gets precedence.
Yeah. Hopefully. He did really well in his heat. He did well. He surfed a good wave. One kid got a wave. He did 2 turns on it and he obviously won the heat. And Jackson sort of looked at the wave and didn't go. The other kid just got on the shoulder and surfed it. And I said, yeah, go though, because you never know, you know, he's learning. But I did want to, just before I talk about some of the results, I wanted to shout out a couple of surfers. Things that I saw as a person being at the event. Bobby Wilkinson, I know you watch our stuff. Your mum's told me. Sorry, mate. He's a really good surfer, Bobby. He is one of those kids that first in, last out, always smiling, lovely style. He always seems to get a little bit unlucky. Whenever I've watched his heat, he'll surf a medium wave really, really good, and then he's left the other kids and they get a set. You know, it's stuff like that. I've never seen him get out surfed. He will be winning a lot of events, I can guarantee it. What a legend of a kid. Just, he supports everyone. The moment he finished his heat, kid's just beaming, gutted, knows what mistakes he made, and he's there telling everyone well done, good job on their heats, always willing to help around the beach. I've got to shout you out, dude, because you were a legend this weekend, and I've seen you do it in plenty of comps. Bella Llewellyn from Newquay. So she comes from good surfing stock in Newquay. The Llewellyns, you know, her uncle and her dad are some of the best surfers to ever come out in Newquay. She just lit it up the whole way. So like, it wasn't even close to any heat that I saw.
So how did she do it in the end?
She won it. She won the grip round. She's going to...
What age?
That was under 14s. So I was so stoked for her. The other one was Sunny Ingram. She's from... I don't know where Sunny's from, but I always see her at Fistral.
I think it's Parent.
So she got second in the under 16s. Sunny was just like, would not give up. I just was watching her, just trying her absolute hardest to get on the wave. And she throws hammers. She does proper turns. Sorry, we had someone come in there that we had to deal with. But so, yeah, back to it. So Sunny Ingram, she chucked hammers and like, she's going to win comps for sure. Then the other lad I want to shout out is Jensen Martin. He came second in the 14s. This event, he surfed really, really well, but a kid from Tenerife came over. Bit of a wonder kid, and took the event out in his age group. I like those kids coming over. That fires up our kids. I don't think that's unfair. You know, second's still a really, really good result in any competition. And I just want to see Jensen win one, and that one is the one. But I just want to shout him out and say, you know, keep going, dude. It was sick, and your time will come. You're 14 and 13.
Some of the clips he's putting out are sick.
Yeah.
He's ripping.
He did a sickest turn the other day at Bauji. So they were the people that sort of outside of kind of why I was there. I just noticed little things. And I just wanted to say shout out to those guys. Fourth Team Rider wins. Josie Hawk. She is the young lady who beat Sunny in the under 16s. Just that kid's got it. She came down and watched the waves more than any other kid I saw. She came down and watched Jackson's heat in the hissing down rain.
Just to get a feel for how it was working out there.
She just absorbs it. And she's lovely, she's polite. So Josie is from Wales, and there was a strong Welsh contingent there, and she was at the shoreline every single time for all the younger kids, high-fiving them, giving them words of encouragement. She's just your consummate sort of pro
already,
and lovely person.
Says a lot, I think. If a kid's at that age as well, if they're already...
I just feel like you can't teach people like that. They're just good, strong people. And then the surfing is just that. It's just like she's almost unbeatable. And she didn't get to do her Welsh Nationals. So she's the defending Welsh champion, Open Women's champion. What else? Because she's there. Well, she's at the Grom Search.
Oh, did they? I remember saying the same day.
Yeah. She chose to do this one, and it really paid off. And now she's going to France. So I'm so stoked for her, and just what a lovely person. I'm just really stoked to be doing her boards. Summer Marie Moore, who I've been doing boards for since she was like 12 or 13 now, but she, I've been doing her boards for a year. So the family are absolutely lovely. She just chucks bombs. Summer got to the final, so kind of done it the hard road, getting knocked out the first round and not getting the waves. And in the semi-final, she knocked out two of the best kids. She knocked out the previous winner. Summer, if she does one turn, the other girls, they're going to need to do 3 or 4 to sort of combat that. And she nearly had one in the final of the 14s that Bella eventually won. And if she'd landed it, the whole thing's a completely different story. I tried to do the winners. I fucking remember them all. Under 12s, Cass Woodberg, got to talk about him because I was with him the whole weekend. Under 12 girls was Betsy Ray, don't know her surname. Under 14s boys was, can't remember his name, but he was from Tenerife and he ripped. Under 14s girls was Bella. Under 16s boys, Jake Nicholson, local lad from Croyd. And under 16s girls was Josie. Come on, remembered all that.
Yeah.
And then the other kid that I was talking about, Road Twinny, I've got to mention him.
Dylan
Roos, you shred, sir. He is one of the best surfers there. There's just absolutely no chance he's not. And he's doing it his way. So respect to you, Dylan Roos. Yeah, you shred, sir. I was watching you free surf. Josie came and done the Grom Search because for her career it probably made more sense. Yeah. So then that left the Welsh guys doing their thing over in Wales for the Nationals. Em Williams, she took out the girls. And she will give Josie a run for her money. I don't know how many times she's won a Welsh Nash title, but she's a really, really, really good surfer. And, without Josie there, you'd almost hand it to Em. She rides fourth, yeah. I've made her board since she was about 9.
Wow.
10.
Yeah.
But well done to Em for winning the women's Welsh. Men's Open, I had 2 in the final, Logan and Eli, and they came first and second. This is no joke of a final. That's Logan and Pat are 2 of the best surfers to ever come out of the UK. Pat missed out on the Challenger Series this year by 1 place or something.
2 years
crazy.
in a row.
2 years in a row. I mean, he's like the Cinderella man when he gets it, He's on another level right now. And I think he got 3rd in this final to our lad. So it's a huge win for Eli Perrins-Davies.
Did he win it?
Yeah, 18. They all call him the Grommy. I'm so stoked for Eli.
His first.
That's his first. Yeah, and to win against those 2, you could easily not win a national title because of those 2. And the thing with the Welsh scene at the moment, I've got lots of team riders in Wales. I've always had like a strong affiliation. They haven't got the depth because they haven't got the coastline, but they are the top guys. The best girl in the country is Alice right now. Yeah. The best lad in the country is Pat in terms of
rankings.
Yeah, rankings. Josie to me is the best junior. There is something happening over there. Their kids are shredding.
Congratulations, though.
Cheers.
Good effort.
Yeah, so stoked for all the team. I did want to just finish on Surfing England. I had given them a lot of shit via email about some of their systems. And instead of ignoring me or being rude or anything on the beach when I was actually there, they said thank you for emailing. I couldn't believe that because I'm not, all of these lot will know now I'm quite ranty and I felt bad, but I just wanted to get some points across. And they said, look, write some feedback. So I'm going to write them an email of all the good things and brilliant things I saw this weekend and all the things that I think could just help make it even better. What we have at the moment in the UK surfing is there is a buzz. Our guys are European level. We don't quite have the infrastructure there to support them as well as we could, but the infrastructure we have is supporting them and it's only going to get stronger together. So more kids in the water, more comps and opportunities, and we're going to have champions for sure. We are going to have champions. It's epic to be a part of and epic to watch, so I am going to send Surf England an email, but on the whole part,
we should do like
for this weekend. Give
me 2 names that you saw from the kind of the weekend's action that you think in 5 years' time are going to be the most prominent.
Cass Woodberg, under 12s. I haven't had time to tell you how good that kid surfed.
Yeah.
He was by far and away the best 12-year-old. In terms of surfing ability, him and Josie.
Him and Josie. There we go. Cass Wilburn and Josie
Hawk.
Yeah.
Very briefly, because I can see our memory card's about to run out. We want to get involved with the comp scene, so we are going to be running a comp. We spoke about it a lot, so more news on that is coming very, very soon. We're super excited, and any aspiring surfers out there, keep your eyes peeled because we're going big. How to laminate surfboards coming out on Friday. Chilli Jam update with this guy absolutely tearing on it and really sort of building a relationship with that board. The video is going to be out on the channel as well. And thick Lizzie breakdown. We haven't done one, so people have been asking us to do a board breakdown on the thick Lizzie, so that's coming out on the channel this week as well.
There'll be a thick Lizzie going up on the in-stock boards as well.
What a brilliant timing.
Perfect.
Anything else from the boys?
All good.
All good.
See you next week, everyone.
Peace.
Boom.